Hey everyone, Coach Investor here with the second episode of the What Happened This Week in the Stock Market series. If you missed the first one, it's going to be in the top right corner. Also, this episode is sponsored by the Daily Upside, a free daily financial newsletter that you get every morning in your mailbox. You can read it in just 5 minutes, very short. You can find more information down in the description and in the pinned comment below. So first order of business, let's quickly look at the Nasdaq, how that closed the week, and talk a bit more about the Fed. So the Nasdaq closed the week quite nicely. We saw a rally in the last couple of hours of the day. Doesn't mean much because we've seen that on Monday as well. So let's see what happens next week, but it is promising. It's better to see a rally at the end of a week than everybody selling even more. Now, talking about the Fed, to be honest, nothing happened, all right? Nothing changed. Everybody was waiting for that meeting because we thought that some action would already happen pretty soon, but no, we will have to wait until March to see whether or not they'll actually do anything. Because right now, they're just talking and nothing actually happens. So thank you, Jerome, for wasting our time. Second topic, and that's about Apple and Square. Now, I've made a post about that as well, but I'll elaborate a bit more. So we got this news this week that Apple will reportedly allow iPhones to accept contactless payments. Now, very important to know is that, well, Apple already acquired a company a couple of years ago called MobiWave. And that company actually already teamed up with Samsung before Apple acquired them to try out this exact thing. Did that stop Square from growing? No, it did not. Also, try and manage your whole business with an iPhone. Just won't work. This is purely to accept contactless payments. Basically what Square did 12 years ago with the dongle, they want to introduce that with the iPhone right now. No additional hardware, just an update. So is it really a threat to Square? In my opinion, not at all. Now, if Apple suddenly starts selling CRM software and maybe other hardware as well, then we can talk about a threat to Square. But right now, it's really nothing to be worried about as of today. Because Square is much more than just a payment processing company, right? Talked about that 1,000 times on this channel. Earnings are coming up next month. Square, Block, sorry, the name change still doesn't stick for me. But just so you know, I'm not selling any shares of Square. The only reason I would be selling shares of Square, Block, is probably because of Jack and nothing else. Because to be honest, I don't really like the guy anymore. He's just, I don't know. When I first bought my shares back in 2019, the guy was a visionary. He was fully focused on Square, obviously Twitter, not at all. But right now he's just purely a Bitcoin maximalist, disregarding every other cryptocurrency out there. Basically disregarded his other company, which was Twitter, even though he tweets on it nonstop and digs at Zuckerberg, who probably is more successful than he'll ever be. But anyways, I'm not selling any shares. Next up, which is more about Apple, it's their earnings report. I was actually expecting a miss because I've heard from a couple of analysts that the iPhone 13 wasn't such a success, but if you look at their numbers, very good one. Revenue of $123.9 billion. The expected number was $118.6 billion, so nice beat on that. Earnings per share $2.10. The expected number was $1.89, so very good beat on that as well. Profit also rose 20% to $34.6 billion, and crazy to say, but they have approximately $200 billion in cash. Just imagine that. Before I jump into the next topic, just a little bit more information about the Daily Upside. So the Daily Upside is a free business and investing newsletter that over 200,000 people subscribe to, myself included. Instead of pushing clickbait financial titles and biased coverage, the Daily Upside provides actionable insights and clarity on the stories shaping the business world. It has become the first thing I read in the morning. It's about a 5-minute read, so it's not that long, and they aren't afraid to dive into the hot topics and give a real, high-level, unbiased analysis. Recently, I have also been enjoying their weekly edition newsletter that goes a level deeper into niche industries, so that's great if you have time on the weekend to read a bit more. As someone who looks to stay on top of news to create videos just like this, I can't recommend the Daily Upside enough, so if you want, you can sign up using the link down in the description below. It's free, you can always unsubscribe later. So at the beginning of the week, we had another big tech company reporting, which was Microsoft. Now, the funny thing with Microsoft is that they report their quarterly earnings, but they do not give guidance in that report. Guidance is only given during the call. So when the report came out, in a couple of seconds, the stock was already down 3-4% or so. But during the call, they suddenly gave guidance, very, very good guidance, and the stock finished up, I believe, after hours up 2%. So from down 4% to up 2% just because guidance was given on the call, and it was good guidance. Now, for the quarterly report, the numbers were quite good as well, don't get me wrong. Revenue of $51.7 billion, expected number $50.9 billion, so I beat on that. Earnings per share $2.48 versus $2.32, so a nice beat on that as well. As for their business segments, Azure is up 46%, LinkedIn up 37%, Dynamics 365 up 45%, and the ad side of the business 32%. So the company is really doing extremely well. The market just overreacted. As always, I truly believe that right now, if you look at quality companies, quality tech companies, even those that are down 50, 60%, maybe even more, you can find some gems that will be long-term winners. And last point is obviously Tesla. Tesla earnings, quarter, incredible quarter. So why did the stock crash after hours and the next day? I've made a video about that, talked about what went wrong during the earnings call. Now again, a lot of people might maybe be confused. I'm talking purely about what went wrong from the earnings call, all right? Also, my opinion, which a lot of analysts obviously agree because the stock crashed almost 11% or so. It's because during the earnings call, the focus was not really on EVs and how many cars they're going to produce in the next coming years. Gary Black, Dave Lee have talked about that as well. If you want to watch that, I will link it down in the description below. But they talked more about FSD and robots, which obviously does not interest a lot of analysts as of today, because as of today, the business, the pure Tesla business, is cars. How many EVs will they produce in the next coming years? That was the highlight for the analysts, and they did not get any answers on that, or any concrete answers. Update about Berlin? Nope. Cybertruck, a little bit of details here and there. Also, doesn't really matter because they've got their hands full with Model Y, 3, S, and X. And obviously the ramp up of Austin, hopefully Berlin during the year as well. So that's about it for Tesla. Again, amazing quarter. Sure, they're going to deliver more than 50% growth this year. Just guidance, the way they speak during guidance could have been better. Also, the F-bomb there was pretty amazing and a bit weird, but hey, it's Tesla, there are no really strict rules there. And that will be it for this video. Obviously, share your thoughts down in the comments below because it has been a crazy week. Next week might even be crazier. The other big companies are reporting as well. I will be covering Pinterest, AMD, and Unity on this channel, and then all the rest will be in episode 3. So if you're interested and you like those type of videos, please do leave it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.